What up people, it's Jason here from Custom Cans, and in my effort to be like the piano teacher who stays one lesson ahead of their pupils, I'm learning about headbands at the moment, ready for when I have to design one. And today I'm going to be dismantling the Rode NTH-100 to see how they're made, that kind of thing. At the moment I'm still trying to learn about headphone design, and headbands is what I'm designing at the moment, and it's tricky. So I'm trying to learn as much as I can by getting in some slightly different ones, having a look at them. And these look like they've got an interesting headband. They might sound nice too. I don't know. They're supposed to be the most comfortable headphones. That's what they claim. So I'm fascinated to have a look and see how it works, see why they're so comfortable, that kind of thing. Let's have a look. Right. Nice packaging. It says listen up. And then, ooh. Nice. Oh, cool. What's that in there? Got like little rings I can put around the thing. That's pretty cool. So I suppose if you're using these in the studio, you might have different ones for different people or something like that. Mark them with little rings. That's quite cool. I like that. So let's have a look. So nice cloth bag. Keep them safe. Oh, and some Rode branded desiccant. Tasty. Bit of a snack I'll save for later. And then these are the headphones themselves. They feel pretty solid. This is what was concerning me, because I quite like these one-sided hinge jobbies, but the hinge has to be so strong to prevent it from cracking over time. So I just wanted to see how they've done it on this. But you've got, looks like a bent piece of metal here. Yeah, connected to a bit of spring steel. Nice cushion. The kind of suede feel to it. The ear pads are also a kind of suede-y kind of feel rather than velour. So some big in them. Oh, you can lock the embiggenator. Cool. Okay. Nice touch. This has got a nice headband. I'm glad I bought these. Okay. And yes, they are comfortable. They go around you. The shape of the ear cup is nice, goes around your ear nicely. That is interesting. Yeah, clamping force isn't too much, but enough to block out a lot of sound. It's got good isolation. Let's try plugging it in and having a quick listen, and then we'll pull it apart. Oh, if that had been a Velcro cable tidy, that would have been a nice little touch. Is this where you put the little thing? So that ring comes off. You can put on a different coloured ring. Okay, cool. Looks like you can plug the cable in either side. It's a bit interesting to see how that's wired internally. Let's plug this in. Oh, yeah, they're right. Yeah, they feel very well made. They sound pretty good. They're quite bass heavy, a little bit boomy. They're kind of like the opposite of an unmodified Beyerdynamic, where the treble seems a bit rolled off, the bass is a little bit accentuated. But overall, they're pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. They're okay. They're okay. They're not amazing. But that's totally down to personal taste. Like, I found a little bit bass heavy, but also a little bit boomy. Treble's a little bit rolled off. Like, there's nothing majorly wrong with them. They're just not, just don't have as much detail and clarity as I like. But it may be, I know burn-ins is a dirty word, but it may be that they get a little bit better with a little bit of use. I don't know, but certainly the way they're constructed seems very solid, and that is the reason I got them in. So let us have a look inside and see what they're made of. So there's that lovely bag. Look at that. It's quite nice. The cool little rings. Silica gel, check. Okay, let's have a look. So it looks like there's a big old Allen key type affair in there. James is away on holiday. Don't tell him I've stolen his screwdrivers. Hopefully one of these fits. Too big. Too big. Oh, slightly too big. Just right. Oh yeah, mother flippers. Let's do this thing. Oh well, that sucks. I need a bit more torque. Okay. Okay, that's coming off nicely. So I'm using a T8 here. I think it's probably an Allen, but I don't have Allen Watsits to hand, so Torx will do. Well, that's quite a chunky fastener with some thread lock on it. There. Okay, and that's got metal parts in it. That's good. So yeah, it's got a metal and then overmolded in plastics. That's pretty good. Pretty chunky arrangement. Oh. All kinds of pieces. I have to figure out how that goes back together. So yeah, so you got this little piece in here, little metal washer. It's like a spring washer, I think, to give the tightness when you're tightening it up. And that all clips into this plastic part here. You've got a little cable guide there, and cable also has a little bit of overmolding or something on there to stop it from wearing out when it's in there, or to stop it from moving when it's on there. So that's quite nice. Now then, this bit, the headband yoke is very chunky. Big thick bit of pressed aluminium or steel. What is it? Have we got a magnet? Have we got a magnet? Ooh, the magnet sticks to it a bit. It must be some kind of alloy. If it was aluminium, it wouldn't. If it was steel, it would stick to it a bit more viciously. It's just slight. So yeah, so some kind of weird alloy that's made of. Like that's steel. This. Strange. Okay. Let's see. Oh, on pop. So those pads just pop off, and the pads feel nice and solid, like well made pads. It's pretty good. And this popper system probably makes it nice and easy to put in and take out. They're marked left and right, as you can see. So you have a piece of sort of felt damping under there. It's quite heavy. This is probably what's blocking out a lot of that treble when we're here, where the treble's quite rolled off. Okay. So no fasteners under that. It must be hiding under the rubber bit. No, doesn't look like there's any fasteners under there either. So yes, it's got that kind of like a bit of acoustic silk or something on there. Again, must be to do with some kind of tuning. Notice it's got that there. Do you reckon that's to stick a microphone on? No, it's not magnetised. Oh, that would be a really cool little feature. Right. Yeah, these are not straightforward to get into as far as I can tell. No fasteners under there. Must be clipped together. So a little rubber gasket there, which seals around the back of the driver, which is quite nice. That's will again help with the isolation. It's nice little touch. And this must be clipped in. Yeah. So clicked in rather than fasteners. Inside, you've got the driver with the Rode logo. The socket has got a rubber surround again, which is going to be good. That's a good thing. It will help stop some of the sound being transferred from the cable up to the thing, and yeah, also kind of damp it from rattling around and stuff. Inside here, you can see this is quite a big bolt holding the hinge together. So you've got a big chunky metal hinge, big chunky metal bolt, and a metal back plate there. to spread the load over the plastic. So it's a good solid, as I said, to do this single sided hinge, it's got to be solid, and that is nice and solid there. Yeah, so big screw, back plate, big bit of metal, that's all held together nicely. This is made from ABS, nice sharp mouldings in here, so you can tell that this mould hasn't been used many times, so they've made thousands of these out of this mould yet. It's still very sharp in there. And then the driver itself, so the socket goes onto a little PCB, and then the headband cable goes through there. This is the actual driver. As you can see, it's got tissue paper over there which has been done for tuning. It looks like initially they left a hole open and then they've covered it up with that little sticker there, so there must have been a decision made on the tuning there, where they decided that they didn't want to have that hole open. Yeah, overall, nothing crazy. It was just quite interesting to see how this hinge was made. But yeah, it looks like it's a bit of bent metal. So yeah, pretty chunky, good quality hinge and good quality headband. I suspect these are going to last a really long time. Sound wise, as I said, it sounded a little bit, rolled off in the treble, and I wonder if that's because it had this big hunker-munker of felt over the front, and I wonder if you removed that, whether that would change the sound. So we might have a play with that at some point and see what happens when you take that out. Actually, should we do that now? Should we take a measurement and see what tee up going? Let me just pop these back together, and then we'll have a look at that. Wait there, my dear brethren. If you could you hit the like button? Because it's all good, and if you enjoy seeing inside headphones and stuff like that, hit subscribe. We're always putting stuff apart here, and it helps our subscriber numbers be more bigger, and big number be bigger is good. Everyone knows that. Just get those on there. Let's get them tested. These are surprisingly hard to drive. Like, they're only a 32 ohm impedance. They're supposed to be 110 decibels, but yeah, I had to turn the volume up a little bit on there, and yeah, I think they're harder to drive than the 80 ohm DT770s. So that's quite interesting. Okay, so that's the baseline measurement. We've got a hump at about 500 hertz on there, and then the treble is pretty, like, there's no peaks in the treble, and the bass definitely kind of rolls off. So it starts to roll off around 80 hertz gradually, but yeah, this predominant hump about 500 hertz is probably why it sounds a little bit, I don't know, yeah, there's something a little bit weird about the mid bass kind of area. Okay, so that is their thing. Let's see what happens if we pull that big bit of damping out of there. So I'm guessing that was blocking some treble sounds. That's quite interesting. So here is the plot without that bit in, and you do seem to pick up a bit in the bass region, and then up around 10k you've got an uplift in the treble as well. So that's interesting. It's interesting. Dunno. There was clearly a sound they were going for, and that was it. But I think, oh well, I don't know. It's very difficult. I think because the treble's a bit, they sounded quite bass heavy, as I said before, and the treble is a little bit low on that, which is why the bass probably sounds more bassy. And obviously removing that seems to add a chunk more bass as well as a little bit of treble, but bass might be a little bit overpowering without that. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. Looks like they did a bit of tuning on it, and I don't fully understand it yet. It's one of those things I'll have to play around with and understand what they've done and why. Yeah, I just thought while we had them open, we'd do that. So anyway, that was pretty interesting. I like the construction of them. The headband's really good. They feel very solidly made. I don't think you're going to be able to break those very easily. Yeah, definitely a lot better than some that I've seen. So yeah, they were comfortable. The ear pads are a little bit like a miniature version of the HD800, with that kind of ear shape hole in there. So yeah, they were comfortable. Sound was okay. I think you can get better sounding headphones for the money, but these ones look cool, and they got a cool headband. And obviously, if you're into Rode stuff, you know, and they're fine. You listen to them, there's nothing majorly wrong. They're fine. They just lack a bit of detail that I think you can get from a Sennheiser or a Beyerdynamic in the same kind of price range. But cool. Horses for courses. You know, if you want a more laid back, chilled out sound, these are very good. If you like a lot more detail than maybe a Beyerdynamic or a Sennheiser. So I hope that was vaguely interesting, and yeah, it's interesting. It's quite a smooth, warm sound. It's the kind of thing that you could listen to all day. It wouldn't be very fatiguing. They're very comfortable. So I suppose they're kind of geared towards all day, you know, long listening sessions, super comfortable, not too much detail, and not too much like sharp treble and stuff like that to give you a more chilled out sound. So yeah, if you want a nice relaxing pair of headphones you can wear all day, and they're not going to break because those things look pretty solid. They're a good option. I think the Rode ones, they seem nicely built. It's not my favourite sound signature, but there's nothing majorly wrong. I didn't put them on like, ugh. They're alright. They're just quite mellow and chilled out and smooth. So anyway, I hope that was vaguely interesting. You're having a look inside these bad boys, and at least if you're wondering if these are solidly made, yeah, they seem pretty solidly made. And someone else will do a better job of the sound review. But anyway, it's been great hanging out with you guys, and I hope to see you again. Wait there, my brethren. Wait there. Wait there, my brethren. If you're enjoying this kind of thing, please hit subscribe.